Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Carl Brooks Field, where we are in Game 3 of our 3-game series between the Dixie State Trailblazers and the Argonauts of Notre Dame, Namur. You're joined by myself, Guaranteed James Guerin, on the call, whether it's Radio Dixie 91.3, CEC TV Channel 22, or on YouTube on our Dixie State Athletics website, or our YouTube page, rather. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we are just moments away here from the first pitch. And the Dixie State Trailblazers, of course, still undefeated after winning both of their games in the doubleheader yesterday. And man, oh man, were there some fireworks yesterday, and hopefully going to see some more today. As the Trailblazers, starting the season off 17-0, are now number 1 in the Pac West, now that Biola lost 2 games yesterday. So Dixie State coming in this game number 4 in the nation in Division II. So we are just about underway in the circle for the Trailblazers. Number 6, Maddie Dove. That first pitch in there for strike 1. Leading off for the Argonauts is number 5, Alessandra Gianavola. Second pitch in there, strike 2. Quickly ahead in the count. Gianavola coming into this game hitting .386. That one just missing the strike zone, making the count 1-2. Dove gets the sign and hit right at Gone. Not able to make the catch, but still able to keep the ball in front and tags first base and in time for number 1. As we take a look at our CEC replay right here. Gone doing a good job getting in front of that one, not allowing it to get into the right field gap, possibly turning 2. Instead, just stuck her glove out in front of it and made the play. That first pitch in there for strike 1. Dove coming into the season, just making 3 appearances with a 1-0 record, has a complete game and a save with a 0.81 ERA. Megan Lawson is up to bat for the Argonauts. That one's outside for ball 1. 1-2 the count. Lawson hitting .368 on the season. This one's chopped up, out of play, just out of the reach. The first baseman gone. Staying alive in the at-bat, 1-2, still the count. The wind-up in the pitch, and this one's ripped way out of play. Count still 1-2. And here's the windup and pitch. And that one just inside. Looked good from up here. The umpire thought otherwise. And the pitch. And that one's high and outside for ball 3. Full count. Beautiful, gorgeous, sunny Sunday afternoon. Couldn't have asked, I said this yesterday, but you couldn't have asked for better weather. Today is better weather than it was yesterday. That one's ripped towards the Argonauts dugout, and watch out. But today a little bit warmer than it was yesterday. less clouds in the sky, and this is a sign that spring is just around the corner, just a week or two away. This one's going to be popped up, shallow center field, and not a problem for Caitlin DeLang as she makes the catch for out number 2. In case you weren't aware of what happened last night in Trailblazers Athletics, our men's basketball team took home the Pac West Championship, defeating Cal Baptist 66-64, and that was a game to watch, I will tell you that. So their season still isn't done. They still have to go in the regional tournament to get to the NCAA tournament. That first pitch in there for a strike. Aurora Adams up to bat for the Argonauts, hitting .364 on the season, leading the team with 4 home runs and 19 RBIs. Wind up in the pitch, and this one's going to be blooped over to the third base side and out of play. Make the count 1-2. We got 2 away. Wind up in the pitch, and this one's going to be tipped and foul. Dove gets the sign, and here's the pitch. Low and chopped over to Bartoff at third. Throws it over to Gahn at first in time for out number 3. 1-2-3 inning for Dove. To the bottom of the first we go. We'll be right back here on Radio Dixie 91.3 and CEC TV.
There is a place where looking out means looking in, where an impression lasting only a few seconds will be imprinted on a life forever, where courage is forged and innocence rediscovered, where remembering is rewarding and forgetting unforgettable. There is a place where truth is felt and where seeing is believing. There is a place.
Welcome back to Carl Brooks Field, where we just saw Maddie Dove go 1-2-3 in the top of the first inning. No problem for her at all. And we are now in the bottom of the first inning, still 0-0, but the Trailblazers up to bat now. If it was anything like it was in Game 2 yesterday, then this one could be over fast. The starting lineups, or the starting batting lineup for the Trailblazers, of course, Janessa Bassett playing center, hitting first. Brenna Hink, the designated player, hitting second. Bailey Gaffin playing short, hitting third. Corey Gahn playing first, hitting fourth. Kenzie Sawyer batting fifth in left field. Danny Bartoff batting sixth at third. Taylor Godfrey hitting seventh in right field. Destiny Diaz hitting eighth behind the plate. And Caitlin DeLang hitting ninth, playing at second. That first pitch from Delaney Pamplin in there for strike one. Pamplin started game one yesterday. And that one outside for Janessa Bassett. Bassett didn't get a hit in game one, and then in game two came away with 3 RBIs, including a leadoff home run in the first inning on the second pitch. And she went around. Count now 1-2. Bassett hitting an incredible .490 on the year, leading the team with 6 home runs. Pamplin with the pitch, and this one's going to get chopped over to Corona at first in time for out number 1. That's going to bring up designated player Brenna Hink.
The designated player number 22, Brenna Hink.
Hink hitting .343 on the year. Started 13 out of 16, now 14 out of 17 games. And Pamplin's pitch outside for ball 1. Pamplin's off-speed pitches yesterday were on the money, and they were working for her just fine, so we should see a little bit more of that today. That one low for ball 2. They were working yesterday and getting some of our Trailblazers to swing ahead of it. And when she did use it, it worked. And I don't recall her throwing a ball with that off-speed pitch. That pitch in there for strike 1. After yesterday's game, Pamplin's ERA is now 3.5 with 1-8 on the season. 3-1 count. And the pitch. And that one was low for ball 4, and Hink will take her base. And that's going to bring out the shortstop, Bailey Gaffin.
Number 5, Bailey Gaffin.
Gaffin coming into this game batting .347. As that first pitch is inside for ball 1. Pamplin with the pitch. And that is low and outside for ball 2. No baseball today as they ended their series yesterday against Azusa Pacific. And Hink's going to second, and she is in there in time and beats out the tag. That is Hink's 4th stolen base of the season, 4 for 4. And we are at a 3-0 count. Gaffin going to get the look sign. And that one's in there, missing. And a walk for Gaffin. Back-to-back walks now for Pamplin. And that is going to bring up the first baseman, Corey Gahn. Gahn hitting .283 on the season.
Number 17, Corey Gahn.
4th in the team in RBIs with 13. Does lead the team with strikeouts with 10. And the pitch from Pamplin. And another off-speed pitch. It's going to trickle up to second. Tags at second. Not in time at first. So Gaffin out at second, but Gahn able to beat out the double play. And now we have runners on the corners with 2 away. And Kenzie Sawyer at the plate.
The left fielder 0-0, Kenzie Sawyer.
Sawyer 3rd on the team in batting average, batting .395. To go along with 14 RBIs. Leads the team in walks with 11. And we have a little bit of a pickle right here as Gahn probably thought that that one was going to not get thrown. So Gahn gets tagged closer to second, and that is going to retire the side. No runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. To the top of the 2nd inning we go. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on Radio Dixie 91.3 and CEC TV.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse.
Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Wait.
Why was the basketball court all wet?
Why?
Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where the cats go on vacation?
New York.
And welcome back to Carl Brooks Field as we look at the CEC replay on TV and YouTube. And Gone didn't think that Adams was going to throw over to second as she attempted to steal. However, a run did come across from third as the run did score before the out was made. So one run did come across. So my apologies on that one. So Dixie State out in front, 1-0.
Leading off the top of the second baseman, number 3, Haley Stahl.
Haley Stahl, the leadoff batter here in the top of the second inning. And that first pitch outside for ball 1. And this one's going to get hit right at Bailey Gaffin, and not a problem for her as she gets out number 1. And that's going to bring up the first baseman.
First baseman, number 16, Alexis Corona.
Thank you, PA announcer Alexis Corona. And this one's going to get popped up out of play on top of the concession stand. 0-1 the count. Corona hitting .286 on the season. That pitch in there for strike 2. The windup and the pitch. Just misses the outside corner for ball 1. Dove's been with the team for 3 seasons now since she was a sophomore. A transfer from Dominican College up in New York. And this one is popped up way out of play. Dove very patient with the playing time that she gets. I've had multiple discussions with her about it. And, you know, she said she's content with the team. And she's just grateful to be surrounded by a bunch of good players over the years and a bunch of good friends outside of the baseball diamond. And here's the pitch. And this one's going to get hit into center field, but Cheetah Bassett right there. Not a problem for her as she can cover a lot of ground. And that is 2 away here. As we look at our replay right here. Went right down the middle of the field. Didn't even move to the left. Janessa Bassett just had to take a couple steps forward. Dove gets the sign and the pitch. And this one's going to get popped up and out of play. 0-1 the count. Dove gets the sign, and here's the pitch. And this one's going to get popped up again. This one fouling out of play. Oh, and 2 away. And the pitch. And got her swinging, strike 3. Another 1-2-3 inning for Maddie Dove. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on base. To the bottom of the second inning we go. We'll be right back here on Radio Dixie 91.3 and CEC TV.
Where do you find the titans of classical music in St. George? Classical music on Radio St. George, 100.3 FM. Where do you find the legends of jazz? Evenings on Radio St. George, 100.3 FM.
And welcome back to Carl Brooks Field, where the Trailblazers have a 1-0 lead going into the bottom of the second. For those of you just joining us, you are joined by myself, Guaranteed James Guerin, and my friends over at CEC TV who are on the cameras and behind the scenes.
Leading up for the Trailblazers, the left fielder, Kenzie Sawyer.
Kenzie Sawyer up to the plate. And she rips this one right at short. Clean pickup, throw in time for out number one. Megan Lawson with the play on that. Hit hard right at her. You can't get mad at that. And that is going to bring up the third baseman, Danny Bartoff.
The third baseman, number 2, Danny Bartoff.
Bartoff hitting .278 on the season and looks at ball one. And the pitch low for ball two. Pamplin gets the sign in the pitch. And again, low and away, ball three. Crowd filling up a little bit behind home plate. As you don't even need a sweatshirt today. You can just come out in a t-shirt. As the weather just perfect. If it stayed like this, and that pitch in there for a strike, full count. If the weather stayed like this all throughout summer, I don't think I'd ever leave. To be honest with you guys. The pitch from Pamplin. And foul tip into the dugout. Still full count. And hit towards second base. Routine ground out. And in time for out number two. Lauren Zavat with the play on that.
Fielder number 10, Taylor Godfrey.
And that will bring up the right fielder, Taylor Godfrey. Second in the team in batting average, hitting .421. That first pitch too low for the umpire. Ball one. Pamplin with the sign. Shows bunt. And in there for strike two. Or strike one, excuse me. And the pitch from Pamplin swung on in to the net of the dugout of the Argonauts. And Godfrey's now behind 1-2. Pamplin with the pitch. Slow pitch, gets Godfrey looking, and she knows she should have swung at that one. So a 1-2-3 inning for Pamplin and the Argonauts. And we're going to the top of the third inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on base. We'll be back in a flash right here on Radio Dixie 91.3 and CEC TV. Welcome back to Carl Brooks Field, ladies and gentlemen. Guaranteed James Guerin on the call. And the Trailblazers holding on to a 1-0 lead after 2 innings. And neither team has gotten a hit so far, but now that I said that, it probably will change due to the curse of the commentator. And I can't get over how beautiful this weather is. I'm going to probably keep saying that. We got snow on the mountains just about 45 minutes to an hour north. And yet it's gorgeous, sunny. Reminds me of my home weather. And Dove's first pitch in there for a strike. And it's going to bring up the right fielder. The right fielder for the Argonauts, number 6. Tivoli Cisco, hitting 178 on the season. Second on the team with 10 RBIs. Misses the outside corner, 2-1 the count. And this one is going to be popped up into center field, right at Cheetah Bassett. And she retires out number 1. With that, that'll bring up Taylor Haynes, the center fielder. Haynes batting just 103 on the season.
The center fielder, Taylor Haynes.
First pitch in there for a strike. Dove with the pitch and shows bunt, and this one is going to be foul towards the third base foul line. And Haynes down in the count, 0-2. I kind of like these Sunday games. I did one a couple weeks back, and it gives a different dimension to it. It's not like you're Dove in time for out number 2. Bobbled the ball for just a quick second, and she was able to hustle back over there and throw Haynes out at first. And probably had a lot of spin on it as we take a look at her replay. A lot of backspin on it. She just misjudged it, but still able to throw it out in time. And that is going to bring up Lauren Zavat, the third baseman. And this one's going to get hit between the gap of Gaffin and Bartov. And Zavat gets on board, and curse of the commentator comes back and bites me, as the Argonauts get their first hit of the game and their first base runner.
The left fielder, Alessandra
Gianavola. Back up to the plate, and she swings and goes into the backstop. 0-1 the count. Univola grounded out in her first at-bat in the first inning. And the pitch. And slow speed pitch. Diaz over to second. And DeLange unable to make the tag. And that is a stolen base for Sabat. And Sabat gets her second stolen base of the season. So runner at second, 2 away. And that is going to be strike 3 to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. To the bottom of the third inning we go. Trailblazers bats warming up. We'll be right back here on Radio Dixie 91.3 and CEC TV.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
And now some guys down here on the third base side stand up and take a bow. Let me introduce to you the defending Pac West champions in men's basketball, the Dixie State Trailblazers.
And you heard it from the PA announcer. We have some of the men's basketball team in the crowd.
64 in the championship game will be going on to the West Regionals, probably in Monmouth, Oregon this week.
And I believe we have, looks like Kyler Nielsen, Trevor Hill, and Youngblood in the crowd.
Leading off for the Trailblazers, the catcher.
And Trevor Hill had a game for himself yesterday, as him and Brandon Simister led a comeback down by 17 at one point, able to race all the way back in the second half to claim the outright tournament champions in the Pac West in their final year in the Pac West. The fairy tale ending. And Pamplin's pitch low again for ball 2. And that pitch low and away for ball 3. Wind up in the pitch, and that one will be in there for a strike. Destiny Diaz is out to the plate. And that one snuck into the strike zone to make it a full count. Diaz thought that was a ball. But it looks like that one just caught the bottom of the strike zone. And that one just misses the outside corner, and Diaz takes her base. And the Argonauts not agreeing with the umpire's call, but you're going to get that in any game, anywhere you go.
Number 4, Caitlin DeLange.
And we'll bring up Caitlin DeLange. Umpires and referees have such a tough job because they have so many people, you know, judging every call that they make. And DeLange lining up for a bunt, but that one stays in the batter's box. Make the count 0-1. They have so many people judging every call that they make. It is a pressure job, especially, let's just take last night's game, for example, in the championship game. So much pressure is on those referees as Lang lines up for the bunt again. And just to advance Diaz over to second, does so. And the Lang is thrown out over at first. So one away, runner at second, and that's going to bring up Janessa Bassett, who grounded out in her first at bat in the first inning.
The center fielder, number 1, Janessa Bassett.
Wind up in the pitch from Pamplin. And this one's going to hit off of her foot and foul. A lot of cheering going on right below me. And the pitch. And that one is low. So we're ball 1. Pamplin up to 35 pitches already. 3 walks and a strikeout. And the pitch, and Bassett swings and tips it to make the count 1-2. And the pitch. And that one misses outside for ball 2. Number 4 in the nation, the Dixie State Trailblazers, trying to keep their undefeated season alive. And that slow pitch gets Bassett, and she is going to be tagged out on the first base line by Corona. And 2 away now. And Diaz advances over to third with Brenna Hink up to the plate.
Player, Brenna Hink.
Hink was walked and had a stolen base in her first time at bat. And the pitch. And that one low and away for ball 1. And the pitch, and this one's blue. This one has a chance, but Stahl says nope and retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. To the top of the 4th inning we go. Still a 1-0 game. We'll be right back here on Radio Dixie 91.3 and CEC TV.
There is a place where rocks bleed and nature blushes on a battlefield green with envy, where dimples determine destiny and a tiny wooden tee holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where friends are opponents and opponents are friends, where the prize is elusive, the conquest is captivating, and the score isn't settled till the drinks are down. There is a place.
Welcome back to Carl Brooks Field. The Trailblazers have a small lead by a score of 1-0. About to start the top of the 4th inning. And if any of you are wondering, Jessica Gonzalez is not suited up today. No, she's not injured. She's just taking the game off, giving Destiny Diaz a little bit more playing time. As Coach Simpkins probably thought it was a smart decision to not play Gonzalez, especially after how the 2 games went yesterday, and decided to give her the day off. It is hard to, be behind the plate every single game. It's a tiring position. And Megan Lawson looks at ball 1. Lawson flew out in her first at bat. In the second inning. And that one is ripped over towards the third base side, making the count 1-1. And the pitch from Dove. And that one just inside. Looked good from up here. 2-1 the count. And this one swung on, goes through the legs of Danny Bartoff and into left field. And Lawson gets on base with a single. So a leadoff single for her. And the Argonauts get a man on base early. But it looks like they're going to give Bartoff the error, so no hit for Lawson. Aurora Adams looks at strike one. Adams grounded out in her first at bat. And the pitch from Dove, and this one is popped up and over the dugout and out of play. Oh and 2 the count. And Dove gets a sign, and here's the pitch. Slow pitch in the dirt. And Lawson thought about going, but Diaz was right there on top of it. And the pitch, and this one again ripped towards the third base dugout. And not quite too sure if that's the safest place to stand, you know, not behind the net. As we have seen time and time again, those foul balls getting ripped towards their own dugout, but yet no fear as they're still standing in the walkway. And that slow pitch in the dirt again to even the count at 2 apiece. And the pitch. And this one again ripped right past Bartoff, straight in the left to Sawyer. And that one will be a hit for Adams. And now runners on first and second with no outs. As Bartoff playing a little bit close to the line and just out of the reach of her glove. Haley Stahl up to the plate now, flew out in her first one, shows bunt, and Diaz making an effort. 0-1 the count. Dove with the pitch and shows bunt again, and Dove cleans this one up and gets her out over at third, and the Argonauts again do not like the call. But I'm sure if we get a replay of that, we'll be able to see, but the umpire looked like he called her out over at third, but still standing at the base and waiting on a call. But it was a bang play. And here we go. We will get it, and it didn't quite get the angle right there, but she is out at third. So there is one away. Dove with the good awareness on that one, getting the lead runner out at third. And runners still on first and second. That's going to bring up Alexis Corona. And Corona flew out in her first at-bat. And the pitch. And this one is swung on and popped up. And Gaffin, closest one to it, and doesn't get there. Foul. There we go. We got a better angle, and it was a very close call. And again, like, these umpires and these referees have such a hard job to do. And yet, everybody is going to have something to say to them, whether, or it's going to be, if it's against them, everyone's going to say something from either team. And that one was inside for ball one. You see more now in the NBA where the refs are starting to kind of stick up for themselves and actually telling the players to just back down. Because we're the referees, you're the players. And Destiny makes a block, not allowing the runners to advance. Dove with the pitch. And this one again, ripped down third base line and foul. Make the count even at 2-2. And Dove's slow pitch, off-speed pitch is not working for her right now, as we've seen a couple of them in the dirt the last couple of bats. And the pitch from Dove, and this one is gloved by DeLange and possibly stopping a run. The runners advance, but DeLange throws it at first and in time for out number 2. If that one got past DeLange, the Argonauts would have came around third and scored. But Gottfried was right there to back her up just in case anything happened, but Lang definitely stopped a run right there. And that will bring up that was Garcia, who attempted to bunt with 2 away, instead pops it up. And Bartov was right there to end the inning. So opportunities rising for the Argonauts, but unable to come away with anything on the scoreboard. So no runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 left on base. To the bottom of the 4th inning we go. We will be back in a flash on Radio Dixie 91.3 and CEC TV.
Hi, good morning. Welcome to our set here of Talking Point Live. We're just getting ready to shoot our show, but we thought we'd put out a little bit of a promotion so you know when this is going to be rebroadcast.
Right. You can find us at 9:30,
12:30.
4:30.
Sorry. Did I step on you? I'm always stepping on
You are.
Tune in and watch me step on Jen Moore. On Talking
or
Point Live.
attempt to, anyway.
Welcome back to Carl Brooks Field and the bottom of the 4th inning ritual, as they do every bottom of the 4th inning. Maybe it's a little bit of a rally dance, or maybe like a motivation dance. I'm not exactly sure what the story behind that is, but that is something that I do need to figure out. Because they've been doing it for as long as I've been here, and I'm sure it's been happening even longer. We saw some of the alumni yesterday, back dating to 2003, and they knew what that dance was. So it looks like it's been a tradition here at Dixie State for quite some time now. And to lead things off for the Trailblazers is the shortstop, Bailey Gaffin. Gaffin walked in her first at-bat. And that one was low for ball 1. Trailblazers on top 1-0, but still don't have a hit in this game. And that one a little bit too high for ball 2. Pamplin with the pitch. And this one is swung on, and this one has a chance to get in the gap, and it does, between center and right field. And it is a stand-up double for Bailey Gaffin. And in that case, that is not the curse of the commentator, as Gaffin gets the first hit of the game for the Trailblazers. And a little bit more power, and we'd see her be running 4 bases. As that one bounced into the fence to bring up Corey Gahn.
First baseman, number 17, Corey Gahn.
And she's 0 for 1, grounded out into a fielder's choice in her first at bat, and then got caught stealing in the pickle. So runner at second, no outs, and the pitch. And that one low and outside for ball 2. And it looks like Pamplin is just missing the strike zone. The pitches look really good, but they just seem to be a little bit outside of the umpire's likings. And this one heading towards my direction and went over the net and into the parking lot. And I'm telling you, I am a target every time I come to the softball field. And here's the pitch, and showing bunt, but pulls away and takes ball 3. And that one going into center field, and there's no center fielder out there, as the caught stealing attempt thrown away into center field. And Gaffin scores from second, as there was no center fielder out there. And Gaffin able to take advantage of that. As we take a look right here, the bunting attempt. And Gaffin was a little bit halfway. The center fielder comes into second base, and then there is no one to back her up. And Gaffin rounds third and comes home to extend the lead 2-0. And this one popped up, and looks like that is no problem for Gianavola. And that is 1 away. And with that, I will bring up the left fielder, Kenzie Sawyer.
The left fielder, Kenzie Sawyer.
Sawyer grounded out in her first at bat. Pitch to Sawyer outside. And here's the pitch. And that one is in there for strike 1. Here's the pitch from Pamplin. Sawyer behind that one, swings and misses. And now is behind in the count, 1-2. And the pitch. And this one is hit right back towards Pamplin, but it looks like Sawyer's going to get there in time. And it may be an error towards Pamplin. And they're going to give Sawyer the hit, as that one was hit a little bit hard, and Coach Simpkins calling time for his team. A little bit more strategy talk. As we look at the replay right here, it was a playable ball, but I think they gave Sawyer the credit with the hit. And that is Dixie's second hit of the game. Gaffin with the first one, hitting a stand-up double into the right center gap. And then Sawyer with the infield single.
Third baseman, number 2, Danny Bartoff.
Bartoff up to the plate now, and she grounded out in her first at bat. And the pitch, and outside for ball 1. And this one's going to get hit and goes past Stahl and into the outfield. And Sawyer's rounding third, and she is going to score all the way from first. And that is a double RBI for Danny Bartoff. Just out of the reach of Haley Stahl. And that one goes all the way to the wall. And Kenzie Sawyer took advantage of that to extend the lead 3-0. And it looks like we may have a pitching change for the Argonauts after Pamplin giving up 2 in this inning. Coach Carter of the Argonauts thinks it's time for a change, and that is going to bring in number 10, Audrey Vickery, who we saw in Game 2 yesterday and did a pretty good job against the Trailblazers yesterday, only giving up 3 runs. So she's going to warm up a little bit, and we'll step aside while she does that. We'll be back in 60 seconds right here on Radio Dixie 91.3 and CEC TV.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be earthquake next Thursday.
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day.
I have no time for this.
So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool.
To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
And welcome back to Carl Brooks Field, where the Trailblazers are able to tack on 2 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And Delaney Pamplin is being relieved for Audrey Vickery. Like I said, we did see her in Game 2 yesterday in relief for Garcia. And Vickery coming into this game with an 0-3 record and a 4.81 ERA. This will be her 9th appearance on the season. And it looks like a couple more changes from the Argonauts side. And looks like they are ready to go.
Your attention, please. Now pitching number 10, Audrey Vickery. And catching number 13, Jaslyn Arzaga. At the plate, right fielder number 10, Taylor Godfrey.
So a couple of changes from the Argonauts. And Taylor Godfrey at the plate now. And Bartoff over at second after that RBI double. 1 away, 0-1 the count. And bunting from Godfrey, but got a piece of it. And it looked like she was out. She stepped outside of the batter's box. and she is out. So 2 away, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Destiny Diaz.
At the plate, the catcher, Destiny Diaz.
Diaz walked in her first at bat, and she looks at ball 1. Vickery gets the sign in the pitch, and this one is swung on, hit towards short, and that is not a problem for Megan Lawson as she retires the side. So we had 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. To the top of the 5th inning we go. Trailblazers on top 3-0. We'll be back in a flash on Radio Dixie 91.3 and CEC TV.
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs.
And you learned how to not ignore yours.
I discovered how to make healthier meals.
And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
Welcome back to Carl Brooks Field. Trailblazers able to tag on 2 more runs in that bottom half of the inning and extend the lead to 3-0. We are now in the top of the 5th inning, and Maddie Dove still on the mound and doing a great job today so far. Has only given up 2 hits. And she is up to 59 pitches, has 2 strikeouts and no walks. Tivoli Cisco up to the plate. And this one swung on the first pitch, and Bartov is right there and throws over to Gone in time for out number 1. And that will bring up center fielder Taylor Haynes. Dove with the pitch, and again, first pitch hit right towards Bartov, and over to Gone in time for out number 2. So 2 pitches, 2 outs for Maddie Dove. And that will bring up the third baseman, Lauren Zabat. And she broke the perfect game 2 1/3 innings in with a single to left, and she swings and tips it. 0-1 the count. It looks like we have a new catcher behind the plate. It looks like it's the freshman Megan Anders in relief for Destiny Diaz. So 0-1 the count, 2 away. And the pitch from Dove. And that one was a slow pitch, and it caught Zabat off guard, as she was a little bit confused on that one, expecting a fastball, but got a off-speed pitch, and now down 0-2. And the pitch. And that one barely misses the corner, and outside for ball 1. Just one game today, no doubleheader, although I would have liked to do a doubleheader, but just a 3-game series between these two teams, and that one, again, low and away to even the count at 2-2. And the pitch from Dove, and slow pitch came out wrong, and now we are at a full count. And here's the pitch from Dove. And this one swung on, hit right towards DeLange. Throws over to first in time for out number 3. 1-2-3 inning for Dove. And just like that, to the bottom of the 5th inning we go. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on base. We will be back right here on Radio Dixie 91.3 and CEC TV. And welcome back to Carl Brooks Field. We are in the bottom of the 5th inning, and the Trailblazers extended their lead just a little bit, but would like more as they hold on to a 3-0 lead.
Leading off for the Trailblazers, the second baseman, number 4, Caitlin DeLange.
Caitlin DeLange to start things off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Ended things in the top of the 5th inning, now starting things off as she looks at strike 1 from Vickery. And DeLange, in her first at-bat, had a sacrifice and a ground out. That one gets fouled into the backstop and quickly in the hole, 0-2. And the pitch. And this one swung on and hit towards third. And able to pick that off is Corona. And that is in time for out number 1. And the usual catcher, Aurora Adams, playing over at third. And we have a new catcher behind the plate. I believe that is number 13, Jaslyn Arzaga. And the pitch. And that one is in there for a strike. This is Bassett's third at-bat of the game, and she's 0 for 2 so far, 2 ground outs. And this one again just dribbled over to second and in time for out number 2. So 3 straight ground outs for Janessa Bassett. And with that, that will bring up the new designated hitter, Riley Titica.
Now batting for Dixie State, the designated player, Riley Titica.
Titica coming into this game, batting .327 with 10 RBIs. And that first pitch, low and outside for ball 1. Vickery with the pitch, and Titica looks again, ball 2. And the pitch. And that one is outside for ball 3. So Titica going to get the look sign from Coach Simpkins at third. Vickery with the pitch. And that one is in there for a strike. 3-1 the count. We have 2 away. And here come the 3-1 chance to rattle Vickery. And the pitch. And Titica in front of that one to make the count 3-2. And this one has contact, but hit right towards Adams at third. And somehow Titica able to unhook the trailer and beat out that throw. As the throw was a little bit lobbed as we get a replay right here. And in fact, she does beat it. She beats it by half a step, but that is all you need. And Titica gets on base with a hit, and that's going to bring out the shortstop, Bailey Gaffin, who is 1 for 1 with a walk so far. And we have a stolen base from Titica, and she is safe as Lawson over at short couldn't hold on to the ball. It was going to be a bang-bang play if she were to have hold on to it. But Titica was safe regardless, and she is now at second. That is her 9th stolen base of the season, so she's 9 for 9 on the year. Second on the team in stolen bases, behind who else than Cheetah Bassett. Vickery with the pitch, and this one is high, 2-1 the count. Two away. And the pitch, and this one is in the dirt for ball 3. And the 3-1 chance, and this one's hit on, and Megan Lawson right there. No problem, and Gaffin is retired. So we have no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. And we are headed to the top of the 6th inning here at Carl Brooks Field. The Trailblazers holding on 3-0. We'll be right back here on Radio Dixie 91.3 and CEC TV.
Radio Dixie 91.3. We don't play that. Nope, not that. A big fat no there. That's what we play. And stuff like that. On St. George's only alternative, Radio Dixie 91.3. Oh, and from 9 till midnight, we play this. I need a one dance. And this. Radio Dixie 91.3 FM.
And welcome back to Carl Brooks Field, where we are in the top of the 6th inning, and Maddie Dove still in the circle for the Trailblazers, pitching just a 2-hit game so far.
Number 5, Alessandra Gianavola.
Gianavola to start things off for the Argonauts. And first pitch from Dove in there for a strike. Gianavola 0 for 2 so far with a ground out and a strikeout. And the pitch from Dove. And that's slow pitch. She gets in front of it. Gaffin makes the good play, but too much speed from Gianavola, and she beats out the throw and gets the infield single. So runner at first, no outs.
The shortstop,
Megan Lawson at the plate now. And the pitch, and showing bunt, and Gone fields it, and delaying, running over to first to make out number one, advances the runner over to second. So a sacrifice bunt. And that's going to bring up the third baseman, Aurora Adams.
The catcher, Aurora Adams.
And Dove's first pitch in there for a strike. Dove up to 70 pitches now. And Dove gets the sign and throws off speed. Ended up in the strike zone, but wasn't in the strike zone when it crossed the plate as it dropped at the last second. So Adams rips this one high and deep, and that one goes over the fence, but it is foul of the left field pole. And that would have gotten the Argonauts on their feet, as that one didn't look like it was going to come down anytime soon. But instead, we are at a 1-2 count. And the pitch. And Adams in front of that one again. Runner at second. Gianavola. And the pitch from Dove, off-speed pitch, trying to get her possibly swinging at it, but doesn't bite, and still at a 2-2 count. And here's the pitch from Dove, and this one swung on again, and once again it is just ripped into foul territory to the third base side. And Dove probably needs to be a little bit careful, as those last couple of hits have just been bombs. And this one is ripped into center. Bassett is right there over to second, and it is a double play. There you have it. There is Cheetah Bassett with a great awareness on that one, able to throw Gianavola over at second base. And that is the third out of the inning. So no runs on one hit, no errors, and no left on base, excuse me. To the bottom of the sixth inning we go. Trailblazers 3, Argonauts nothing. We'll be back here on Radio Dixie 91.3 and CEC TV.
There is a place where young and old make connections. Where kids who like grown-ups, and grown-ups who like kids. There is a place where beauty arises in contrast, where wonder is universal, and laughter second nature. There is a place where friends find a future, families find each other, and feelings find their home. There is a place.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Carl Brooks Field. Guaranteed James Guerin on the call. And helped out by my friends over at CEC. We have two cameramen, and then, of course, behind the scenes inside of the van, bringing you today's game.
Number 17, Corey Gone.
And Corey Gone up to the plate now. 0 for 2 so far. And this one swung on, this one deep. but not a problem for Tivoli Cisco. And Gone swings at the first pitch and quickly one away. They're going to bring up the left fielder, Kenzie Sawyer.
0-0, Kenzie Sawyer.
Sawyer 1 for 2 so far. Has a single and a ground out. Did score all the way from first last time she did get on base. And that one in the dirt for ball 1. Vickery with the pitch. And this one grounded up over to Adams at third. And gets Sawyer by a step. And that is out number 2. And with that, that will bring up the third baseman, Danny Bartoff.
Danny Bartoff.
And Bartoff did have a RBI double in her last at bat. Vickery with the pitch. And that one is low. Nearly in the dirt. For ball 1. And the pitch. And this one is high for ball 2. And the pitch, and this one swung on. And not getting there, going all the way to the wall. And Bartoff going to have another stand-up double, her second of the day. And Bartoff starting things off with 2 away, and that will bring up Alyssa Arslanian to the plate. In relief for Taylor Godfrey. And Arslanian on the season, hitting .231.
Now batting for Dixie State, number 21, Alyssa Arslanian.
So Vickery trying to end the inning here with the pitch, and that one is low and misses the corner for ball 1. Vickery with the sign and the pitch, and again, that one is low for ball 2. Bartoff taking a pretty lengthy lead over at second, probably trying to get Arzaga to throw it over at second and maybe make another error. And that one is high for ball 3. So 3-0 the count, 2 away. And the pitch. And that one hits the top of the strike zone to make it a 3-1 count. And here come the 3-1 chance from the Trailblazer dugout. And the pitch. And this one swung on and ripped into the gap, into left field. And thought about going home as Bartoff, and Arslanian going to round first and get to second. And another 2-out double from the Trailblazers. So the runners on second and third with 2 away. And Taylor Godfrey going to come back in and pinch run for Arslanian. And that will bring up Megan Anders Megan Anders has made 13 appearances this season and has 2 at-bats. Anders able to play behind the plate, shortstop, and outfield. So a lot of options for her, as she is the third option for catcher behind Gonzalez and Diaz.
Number 24, Megan Anders.
So Anders with 2 runners in scoring position. And an opportunity to give Coach Simpkins another option at the plate if she can cash in on this. Looks at ball 1. Vickery gets the sign and the pitch, and that one is going to be in there for strike 1. And here's the pitch, and this one is ripped, and it's going to get past the second baseman, and 1 run will come around, and Megan Anders gets an RBI single, and Bartoff will score from third, and Gottfried staying at third to extend the lead to 4-0. So it looks like we have a pinch hitter, Cassidy Morton, hitting for Caitlin DeLange. And we have a time called by Coach Carter. And it looks like we have another pitching change, and it looks like Pamplin is going to come back in.
To pitch number 21, Delaney Pamplin.
Pamplin started the game and then got taken out for Vickery, and now Pamplin is back in. So while she warms up, we'll step aside and let that happen. We'll be back in 60 seconds here on Radio Dixie 91.3 and CEC TV.
Retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing. After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak. And I appreciated it very much, the attention that was given. My name is Julius Gaines, creative writer, poet, photographer. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Hi, good morning. Welcome to our set here of Talking Point Live. We're just getting ready to shoot our show, but we thought we'd put out a little bit of a promotion so you know when this is going to be rebroadcast.
Right. You can find us at 9:30,
12:30,
4:30.
Sorry, did I step on you? I'm always stepping on you.
You are.
Tune in and watch me step on Jen Moore. On Talking
Or
Point Live.
attempt to, anyway.
And welcome back to Carl Brooks Field, a shorter warm-up, as Pamplin was already warmed up and she was ready to go. Runners on the corners with 2 away, and Cassidy Morton up to the bat. And she is in front of this one, hits off the bag, and Taylor Gottfried will score from second. And Cassidy Morton able to get a hit, and another run will come across to extend the lead to 5-0. As the awkward spin off of the bat ricochets off the third base bag and catches Adams off guard.
Number 1, Janessa Bassett.
And it is now 5-0 with 2 away, and Cheetah Bassett back up to the plate, this time with base runners on. And that one in there for a strike. So we have Anders over at second, Morton at first. And here's the pitch. And that one is outside for ball one. And Cheetah still looking for her first hit today. And the pitch. And again, this one is outside for ball two. Pamplin gets the sign. And again, low for ball three. 3-1, 2 away, 2 runners on. And here's the pitch. And that is ball four inside, and Cheetah will take her base. And now we have bases loaded, and Riley Titica up to the plate with 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th inning. If 3 runs come across, it will be game over.
Number 44, Riley Titica.
And the pitch from Pamplin. And that one is low for ball one. Pamplin has a total of 63 pitches, has 1 strikeout and 4 walks. That one inside for ball two. That one low again for ball three. So 3-0 the count. A walk would bring a run home. And the pitch. And that one is going to fall in there for a strike. Simpkins gave her the look sign. And the pitch. And this one's going to be hit towards shortstop, but Lawson bobbles it, and 1 run will come home to extend the lead to 6-0, and that will be an error towards Lawson. So 3 runs here in the bottom of the 6th inning, extending the lead to 6-0. And that brings up Bailey Gaffin to the plate.
Plate, Bailey Gaffin.
That first pitch hit towards, and that's going to be in the gap. 1 run will score. Another one coming around the corner, and that is the ball game. The two RBI single from Bailey Gaffin ends the game by mercy rule, and Dixie State able to complete the sweep over the course of the weekend. Your final here, 8-0, and we'll be back for the post-game wrap-up. And we look at that replay right there, and it just was out of the reach of the second baseman Stahl and ends the game on that now. So we'll be back in 60 seconds to end the broadcast, and we will be back. Stay tuned.
Your final